What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today, we come to the channel with some pretty unfortunate news. Feels like we're doing this way too often now. Unfortunately, well, if you didn't know, Andrew Symonds has officially passed away at age 44 in a car accident. I believe early this morning somewhere in Queensland. Man. I've already tried to record this video at least 6 times, and I get about halfway through, and it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel real, to be honest. It is absurd. Like, I have no words. I'm pretty speechless for this. You know, firstly, I just want to send, condolences and all my prayers and love to his family, his friends, the wider cricket community. You know, this is such a tragic loss of life. Age 46. 46 he was. I mean, he's just starting hasn't even started the second half of his life yet, and it's taken away so tragically. And man, I woke up this morning, thinking, like, I hadn't recorded a video these last 2 days. I've kind of just been sitting back, enjoying the weekend, just kind of refreshing for a few days. And I woke up this morning full of, what's the word? Motivation. I was thinking I'm going to record heaps of videos today. I got ready, and I was ready to start recording, and I just had to check my phone. It was blowing up, and all these notifications about this situation. And man, I can't believe it, to be real. It's just out of respect. Obviously, I won't be recording any other videos today or uploading any other videos. I might even do a live stream later tonight, just to kind of get everyone, involved and have a sit down like we did with Warnie, just to kind of discuss, not just his career, but him as a person, which, all we've ever heard about Roy is he's this big, cuddly koala, like biggest heart, just an absolute loving, loyal best friend, like just a legend, essentially. That is the way you can only put it. Again, like I said, I've tried to record this video 600 times, it feels like now, but I've got a few tabs up here. I was gonna go through, his statistics, and I thought I don't want to do that. That feels weird. Not ready to kind of do that yet. Of course, I've got some of his best photos up here, just kind of reliving, just some of his best moments that come up here. There's him and punter. Wow, that photo is very high definition. There's him for the Deccan Chargers back in the day. Of course, one of the great mobile fielders of all time. For a guy that was 6 foot plus, like, what was he? 6'4", 6'5"? I don't even know. Very tall for a big lad. To move as well as he did in the field. He could bowl, he could bat, he could do it all. And he's going to be sorely missed by everyone. We've got this up here, which I'm going to go through here. So firstly, shout out to Wide World of Sports. It's a Australian TV, massive TV. I don't know what I'm talking about, because everyone knows Wide World of Sports for the cricket. So I don't know what I'm going through here, just giving credit for they don't get angry. But we've got here is the man, Mark Taylor is on here as well, and he's just going to speak about it a little bit. This was about an hour ago, so this was literally as soon as the news kind of broke. Let's just watch, and I think there's a lot of copyright in this stuff, but, I don't care about the copyright.
Former Australian Test cricketer Andrew Symonds has died, age 46. He was in a single vehicle car crash that was in the Hervey Range, about 50 k's from Townsville. Joining me now is former Australian cricket captain Mark Taylor. Tubby, sorry to have you here in these circumstances again.
Yeah, unfortunately I've been here too often this year under these circumstances. I can't quite believe it, to be totally honest. I've actually come in to do the Sports Sunday show, which obviously follows this show at 10 o'clock. And as I came into the cafeteria, I saw the news flash up and about Simo, and another tragic day for cricket. Only 46, Simo. All I can think of is my father, who lost his life a couple of years ago. It was right bad things do happen in threes.
Yeah.
We had Rod Marsh earlier this year. Not long after that, we had obviously Shane Warne, and now Simo. So another terrible day for cricket.
There are a few more intimidating if you're an opponent, but inspiring if you're an Australian sides than Symonds strolling out. You know, his big bat, his zinc on his lip. He was just this dominating presence.
Hey, and that's just our last pause of the video. But that is something I want to say. You know, my first memories. We'll speak on this more tonight. I'll probably go live tonight so we can all have a chat. But you know, I remember my first memories is seeing him all zinced up. You know, his lips, his nose covered, his whole face covered in white zinc like a snowman. And I remember just some of my very first memories of cricket is Andrew Symonds and growing up and watching him play, like 2004, 2005, 2006, like those sort of times. The greatest era in Australian cricket, arguably, and, man.
The cricket pitch.
Oh, very relaxed, Simo. He loved he's an adventurer. Loved his fishing. He loved hiking, camping. He and Matthew Hayden, good mates. They loved to fish together. They'd go away to Stradbroke Island, just off Brisbane there, and fish together, camp together. I took Simo out one day fishing here on Sydney Harbour with the cricket show many years ago.
Oh, what a shot.
Just watching him.
Hold on. Since his highlights are up here, and I'm not going to cover the screen for any of these because whatever. Like, I want everyone to see them, but what a shot this was, just quietly.
I took Simo out one day fishing here on Sydney Harbour with the cricket show many
Bang,
years ago.
look at that.
Just
what a
watching
shot.
him throw a fly lure around boats and what have you was great to watch. He was an entertainer with the bat when it came to cricket, and as you say, he was an imposing guy. He was a big lad.
Yeah.
I believe, a very good rugby league player as a young kid.
Oh,
as well.
word, he would have been.
And you could see him being a good rugby league player. Very solid, well-built guy. Hit the ball a long way and just wanted to entertain. He was, in a way, a little bit of an old-fashioned cricketer. Would not have been out of place playing in probably the 70s or 80s.
With Doug Walters and
yeah,
those
absolutely.
guys.
Yeah.
And what are some of the defining moments you remember from him? I was thinking sort of the first Test 100 he scored and
At
jumping into
MCG.
Matthew Hayden's arms, but a couple of innings during World Cups where he really saved Australia at times.
Yeah, the one I think we were chatting off air about was against Pakistan in South Africa in the 2003 World Cup. We made 140 odd, and Australia in trouble in that match. That 100 he got at the MCG was probably his defining moment because, as I said, he was out there with his mate, Matty Hayden, and I remember he jumped up and leapt in the air when he hit. I think it was a 4 or a 6 back over the bowler's head. And he jumped up on Haydos, and I think he nearly squashed Haydos's nose when his helmet came down. But that was a great moment, not just for Simo, but for cricket, that you could see that the passion and the friendship were there. And to score your first 100, because he wasn't really considered a Test cricketer. Everyone sort of had him earmarked as a white ball player, but he wanted to prove to the world he could play Test cricket, and he did that day at the end.
My word, he could.
And obviously then to go on in the last couple of years as a commentator and sort of found his niche there with the Big Bash and doing some things internationally as well.
Yeah, because I think people...
and I know I said last pause, but, whatever. There's so much to say. Like, an incredible commentator. He's done all the Big Bash league in the last couple of years. Massive Brisbane Heat fan. Someone who still was as passionate for his cricket as he was since the day he debuted. Like, we're losing not just such a great cricketing mind, but just such a great human
style.
Yeah,
he lived in Townsville. When I spoke to him, I think he still had 100 head of cattle he used to muster and what have you. So that's Simo. Away from the cameras and away from the spotlight, loved, I think, a bit of solitude, and said that's why he loved his fishing, loved his own time. But I think people could see when he did do some commentary that he also liked talking about cricket. So he had a nice mix in his life of that very public side of Andrew Symonds, but also a very private side, which he loved to keep, not just to himself, but to his close mates.
Yeah, well, look, a character, certainly, the dreadlocks, the zinc, taking on streakers, it's all something we hadn't seen before.
How could that not be the first one that came to my mind? When he absolutely flattened the streaker. Obviously, everyone's seen it when he gave an absolute hip and shoulder, almost put a guy in bloody a neck brace, it felt like. Right, I think that'll be my favourite Andrew Symonds moment. That one there where he just put the guy on his backside. And he would have been the only bloke to want to actually do that and be able to clean him up. Imagine if it was Ricky Ponting out there trying to clean him up. He would have snapped in half.
From what had been, quite a stuffy game in some people's eyes in cricket. And it's so sad to see him there.
Oh, absolutely. As I said a moment ago, he was just an entertainer.
Yeah.
In
Bang, what a
where,
shot.
Professionalism really is it's a throwaway word that we use probably too often. Simo was that older sort of guy.
Yeah.
He wanted to go out there and have fun and play the game as he remembered playing it as a kid. At times it got in the road, he got in trouble for not going to training or maybe having a few too many beers at night. But that's the way he lived his life and the way he wanted to play his cricket also.
Look, we really appreciate you coming in. Sorry it's these circumstances
Thanks,
again, but we appreciate you this morning.
No, thanks, Joss.
Hey, man. I'm just going to exit out of this. I mean, firstly, great stuff there from Tubby Taylor for... there's another one here, actually, which... I don't know if I want to risk too... No, it's probably just very similar stuff. What is happening? Okay, there we go. I'm trying to not leak anything or whatever, but... Hey, I think that's going to cap it off, guys. I will be live streaming tonight to just jump on here and have a talk about it. But, man, everyone in the comments right now, drop your favourite Andrew Symonds moment, whether it was when he knocked over the street. Let's look that up. Let's look it up right here. Here we go. Bang! One right there. Absolutely. Oh, my face cam might be blocking. I didn't think about that. Hold about that. All right, cool. So now you'll be able to... Obviously, this one, if you haven't seen the video, it's the most classic, greatest thing you'll ever see. Bro. And there's also one here, which not many people would have seen this one. But this was a very under-the-wraps one. Right? Look at that. He Batista bombed him into the grass. Man, that is incredible stuff right there. Hey, rest in peace to the great man. You'll be missed so dearly. And hey, let me know in the comments right now your favourite Symonds moment. It's going to cap it off, guys. I hope you guys, everyone look after each other. Make sure you tell everyone that you love them, because you seriously don't know the next time. You might not be able to let someone know that. So, hey, that's going to cap it off, guys. See everyone in the next one.